So you have a survival game, and not just any. I'm talking about one that requires real dedication. We're talking 3 hours of your life to tame a bird dedication. You'd think the developers would want to reward this effort and keep their servers clean and gameplay fair, right? Well, no. This is what's been going on Ark's official servers over the past month as I've been playing. And I would just like to mention, I haven't seen this kind of tolerance for cheating on any other game I've ever played from any studio. So let's get into it. I was really excited to get back onto the 30-day wipe servers called Arcpocalypse. They are some of the best servers in my opinion and a really good way for Ark to be played. So it started off pretty normal, just the things you know, like leveling up and getting a starter base, things like that. And it was going really great. I actually found some old friends that were playing on the server and joined up with their tribe. We decided to base onto Scorched Earth, and we're grinding. There's about 20 of us. We're able to get a full tech base up within a couple days, a really nice teleporter and everything like that. As you're going to see it in a second, we were able to get like a full tech teleporter within like on day 3 or 4. And I know I didn't really get a good picture of it, but that is it. So we were stoked about that. It was going to make farming really easy and building up a lot easier. So we're kind of running bosses non-stop. Until I think about day 5 is when this happened. I wasn't actually on for this, but this is one of my tribe mates' Twitch streams. So I guess about 4 or 5 aimbotters pulled up to our teleporter, and if you don't know what's going on here, he is wearing only a helmet to kind of show that they are only shooting him in the helmet here. So he got one broken and he switched out for another one. So basically there was nothing they could do. You spawned in, you got aimbotted, and you died. So there wasn't really anything we could do for the TP there. But that's okay. I mean, I understand that people are going to aimbot, but I was hoping that they would get banned quickly and we could continue on with the wipe. So this is, I think, 4 days later. We had a lot of our tribe submit tickets to the developers saying like these guys are aimbotting and submitting that clip as proof that it was really aimbotting. So I think that was a pretty good clip. But yeah, this is what happened a few days later. I'd spawned in and we were getting attacked, so I was going to come from the outside. And really quickly, this was what my flag looked like, so my helmet was perfect. Next thing you know, I started getting dinked in the head 4 times in a row. Pretty obviously, he's aimbotting from that griffin way up there. It really sucked because I had a brand new Giga on me. Which if you don't really play Ark, those take a really long time, 4 days of real life time to raise, so kind of sucks. I was hoping that by some miracle I could outlast my cryo timer, but pretty quickly I realized I was gonna die and I was gonna have to throw out my Giga as well, which really sucks, really sad. These guys probably could have actually fought me if they just fought legit, but nope, they just started spinning my head off here. And next thing you know, goodbye helmet, and I'm dead. So also look at the tribe name here, and then I did what you're supposed to. I sent a ticket in to the developers, and I even tweeted out to them that clip right there. Pretty obviously getting aimbotted, hoping for some kind of response or enforcement there. And I even got a response from the lead community manager at Wildcard. He said, we've seen it and we're going to take some action here. And then I got a response from the developer looking at the case saying, we don't require anything else from you. We've seen your information. We were going to take action. So that's what happened. And then this is what happened, I think 4 or 5 days later. So they've had plenty of time to take some action to enforce the rules of their server, but I guess not. So these guys are back, this time at the front of our cave. So it was just me on at this time. So I logged on and saw the parasaur going off and saw that these guys were trying to throw some turtles in. I wasn't sure if they were going to aimbot this time. I was just going to pick up the ammo. Oh, they shot me in the helmet once, like, okay, like, could be they're just a good shot, who knows. So we're going to drop off some of this ammo here. They're able to blow just the first few turrets, but weren't able to get any farther than that. And then, next thing you know, they're talking to each other. One of them turns on aimbot, and Here we go. Dink, dink, dink. Triple headshot me. Kind of a miracle to not hit any other piece of flak here. He's shooting me through that turtle as well. He can't really see me through there. So I understand these guys are aimbotting at this point. I take off every single piece of my armor and switch out my helmet for a fresh one. Hide the helmet so they can't see it. So I am one shot to the body right here. Double shots me in the head again. And even with the aimbot, these guys are just absolutely terrible at the game. The only reason they can stand any sort of chance is because they aimbot here. So I grapple this guy, flame him. He gives me a pretty juicy kit here. And wouldn't you know it, this is the exact same tribe that has aimbotted us for 2 weeks straight, and the developers said they were going to look at. So pretty sad here. Kind of explains that they didn't even look at this at all, or they would have banned these guys. So this is one more thing for Arcpocalypse. On the second to last day of servers, that's actually today, I recorded this today. I just wanted to show this off. So these guys are actually living in the mesh of a massive pillar. I reported them like the first week, and I'm sure other people have reported them as well. Pretty obvious that they're in here. And I'm not really sure how a developer could see this and just let them be here. But yeah, I guess this is just some further evidence that they have kind of given up on policing their official servers here. They just kind of let people do whatever they want. And just to show you, I don't really care about this stuff anymore because it's the second to last day. These servers are over. Look at this. Yeah, so they have turrets inside the mesh there. I just got shredded by. Pretty disappointing. So we are going to hop over to small tribes, which is usually a more enforced cluster. They pay a lot more attention to this one, but sadly I'm going to show some issues. Not really with aimbotting, although that is kind of popular on small tribes. This one is more of meshing and kind of their lack of caring when it comes to their community and the time that it puts into bases. So I saw this guy, he got detected by the parasaur, then I saw him get killed by a megalosaur. So we had like this big old pack of dinos over here, which is how I knew it was there. So he had thrown out a Managar and tried to jump into the base from inside the mesh. So as you can see here in a second, this guy was using climbing picks, which are notorious for meshing. They're pretty much only used, I would say, for meshing. I guess you can use them on aberration early game, but not really late game. You're not going to see anyone using them. And so this guy popped into the base, just bypassed all the defenses. Pretty normal thing on Ark, unfortunately. But yeah, I'm gonna get more into meshing in a second. But I just screenshotted this this juicy kit this guy left us, and then I actually did send a ticket to the devs for this as well, which they didn't really get back to me on. But yeah, let's keep going with meshing and small tribes. So pretty soon after, people started meshing us like on a daily basis, mostly with rock drakes, not really with climbing picks as much. So I would see this, you see the parasaur detecting things, and I hop up here really quick and let's take a look. So we got a rock drake just chilling outside the mesh. So basically what people are doing is flying outside of the map and then flying or climbing underneath all the way to the cave here and trying to pop through the walls. So luckily we almost always have people online at this base, so even if people were trying to mesh into it, we would see them pretty easily with a parasaur and then just take them out with a railgun, which is nice. We also have a bunch of internal turrets. So about a week later, these guys started meshing us like almost every day, which really was super annoying. Their tribe named Epicness right here. We had reported them for a few days straight. Didn't get really any response from the devs. But yeah, so like we did everything we're supposed to when it comes to people cheating in the game. We sent tickets in, and then I got responses from the devs saying, yes, we've looked into this, don't require any more information, which I was like, okay, hopefully you actually are. What I'm showing here is pretty crazy. All these internal turrets are actually missing like hundreds of bullets just from people popping through the mesh. That's the only way they're getting soaked, is from people jumping through the walls here and getting into our base. Alright, so right here I heard someone tech draking down our base. I started freaking out, and then I quickly ran over here and saw that the rock drake was right here in this spot of the base that didn't really have a lot of turret coverage. So I ran down with a velo, and we killed it pretty quickly. Like I said earlier, the thing that this kind of forces is for your tribe to be online, which is kind of annoying, honestly. But we quickly killed this, and it turns out this was actually the exact same tribe that we reported a few days earlier, and that the developers had said they had looked at. So you can see here, oh, look at that, the exact same tribe. Not a huge surprise that this is just like Arcpocalypse, where the developers give the appearance of actually looking into cheating, and then I guess they don't do anything, or they just forget. I don't know. It's pretty obvious throughout Arcpocalypse and small tribes that this has become a thing for them just to say that they've looked into this, and for them not to actually do anything, because it's pretty easy to just look at the tribe and ban the players in it. I'm not really sure why they're having such a big issue with banning people that are cheating lately. So these guys are actually able to blow a good amount of our breeding area just right there, which is a little unfortunate, but not like a huge deal because they weren't able to get into the main base. But kind of annoying when if you know about Wildcard's efforts to implement like an anti-meshing system and things like that, which I'll get into right now. So if you pay attention to ARK, you will have known that Wildcard said they implemented an anti-meshing system with detection software about like a year ago or something. And from what I can tell, its only purpose has been to kill legit players in normal spots in the map. So if you talk to like any ARK player, they're going to tell you, if you knock out lately, like in the past year, you will just die. No matter where you are in the map, especially in cave entrances or around caves, you'll just die, you'll anti-mesh, and you'll lose your kit some of the time, which is really sucky. So this happens, you get knocked out, and you die. And so what anti-meshing software was supposed to do was detect players when they were under the mesh and either auto-ban them or report them so the devs could look into whether they're actually doing it or not. But from what I can see, only legit players are dying from the system, and the people that actually are meshing are getting let off. So I discovered on the map we were playing a spot where people were meshing super hard. So you're probably thinking, if people are meshing, they're really experienced players who are trying all kinds of methods to get in. It's probably really difficult to get in the mesh, right? Well, not exactly. So I'm going to show you this part really quick. Up on this rock here is a spot where you can build. So I was just scouting up here, and then check this out. There is a bunch of sleeping bags outside of the map. So players can basically just spawn outside of the map, and that's how people were getting into our base. They were just taking rock drakes from outside the map and then flying them around the edge and then underneath. So you can see here, look at this. You'd think that the devs would have thought of this 6 years into the game, that people are just going to place a spawn location outside of the map, which is pretty crazy. You can see this is an official server that we're on right now. And you're probably thinking like, oh, why don't you just block this spot off? But this is just an example of one spot. There's so many spots like this where you can spawn outside of the map or get your player outside of the map here. So I wanted to destroy these sleeping bags just so they couldn't get out here. And I was thinking about maybe putting a tower up here, but I decided not to, just because there's so many other locations that I think people are getting in from. But just like I was saying earlier, you'd think that at this point you couldn't place a spawn location outside of the map so easily. And if you're wondering how easy that is, I was wondering that as well, and so I took a journey over to single player just to try this out. And just for your information, this has been fixed, this spot. If you spawn up here, you're just gonna die, which is the only reason I'm showing it off. I wouldn't usually show like any meshing methods off at all because I don't want people to do them, but this has been patched since then. But I just wanted to show you how easy it was at the time. And what else are we going to be using but a climbing pick? Not a surprise at all. Climbing picks put your player in weird places, which allow you to either move in and out of the mesh or place things in weird spots. So me, as an inexperienced player here, was just testing out, oh, where do we have to be that we can place this sleeping bag, and then I quickly figured out if you could just move over a little bit here. Nope, not this spot, can't place structure. Let's try to move over one more. And look at that, we are outside of the map and we can spawn outside of there. So yeah, it's just as easy as that. Pretty much anyone who wants to can look up a method like this on YouTube, and I guess you won't get banned anymore. So that's going to wrap up the video. I know kind of a complaining video, but sorry about that. I just wanted to kind of bring to light the way that the players are being treated by the developers at this point. So yeah, I guess they'll just drop some fat stacks on Vin Diesel and forget about ARK, which is probably the future of the game, unfortunately. Hope you guys did enjoy the video. If you did, leave me a like, and we'll have to catch you guys in the next one when we start the series. Peace, my dudes.